Welcome to Season 3 of Alter Eagle. A new season, a new sound, and some really incredible conversations ahead. And I can't think of a better person to kick off this season than today's guest. She's a singer, songwriter, storyteller, and performer who has taken her music from Nashville to stages around the world. She's a top 5 finalist from season 25 of The Voice. Her debut album, Justified, landed on 4 Billboard charts, and her music has been featured everywhere from Rolling Stone and People to CMT, Netflix, and the Hallmark Channel. And now, she has another pretty impressive milestone to add to that list. Her single, Keeping the Faith, recently hit #1 on Taste of Country. But behind all of those accomplishments is a story that goes much deeper than charts, television appearances, and sold-out stages. It's a story about family, faith, perseverance, service, and staying grounded while building a career that millions of people are watching. And in September, she'll bring all of that to Butler County as the headlining artist for the inaugural Boots and Grace Music Festival right here in Saxonburg. Today, I wanted to get to know the woman behind the music. Not just Karen Waldrop, the country artist, but Karen when the lights go down, the crowd goes home, and it's just her. I am so excited to welcome today's guest to the podcast. This September, she'll be taking the stage as the headlining artist for the inaugural Boots and Grace Music Festival here in Butler County. She is a singer, songwriter, and storyteller who has captivated audiences around the world. From a top 5 finish on season 25 of The Voice, to performances for NASCAR, ESPN Live, and the NFL experience surrounding Super Bowl 47. Her music has been featured by Rolling Stone, People Magazine, Netflix, the Hallmark Channel, Bravo TV, CMT, and Fox, and her debut album, Justified, made an impressive debut on our 4 Billboard charts. Now, as she prepares to release her highly anticipated new album, No Way Back, later this year, we're thrilled to have her here today with us. Karen Waldrop, welcome to the podcast, and thank you so much for taking time to join me today.
Well, thank you so much. I am honored to be here. I am in my favorite place in the world, my own house, kicking back, chatting with you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You have accomplished so much professionally, but I'd really love to start long before any of these milestones. So before The Voice, before Nashville, before the Billboard charts, who was Little Karen?
Oh my gosh, I was so obnoxious. I was singing all the time. My mom's like, zip it. You know, I was just singing all the time, just running around the church, just thought that the world was my oyster, and I was just a wild child who wanted to explore and learn who I was and learn anything and everything about the world, very inquisitive. And I started singing when I was very, very, very young. Like, I think I was 5. I mean, I was so young. And I remember that moment. I remember being in the shower as a very young child and looking at like the soap thing. Like, I was so short. And I remember being like, I wonder if I can sing. Like, I felt that in my heart. Like, wonder if maybe I can sing. Like, I remember that moment. Like, I wonder if God gave me a singing voice, you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because God gives it to you. It's not really something that you can develop it, but it really is a gift.
No, absolutely. It's not just a passion, but it's almost a purpose in a way, because you use your voice as a purpose. Yeah. I just told you, every time I listen to Keeping the Faith, I'm crying, and it doesn't matter. I could be having a great day, and it's good tears, right? It's just so beautiful. And for me, what I've noticed with your music is right out of the gate, you get me as soon as I hear your voice. And that's not an easy thing to do, and that is a God-given talent. So, yes.
Well, thank you so much. And, you know, part of what I really love to do is tour. You know, I love to play live, so I can't wait to come to Butler County and be a part of the event and bring people together and unite people and share the stage with Gary Burke III, who's been a friend of mine forever and ever, and Scott Doherty, who's our director of charities. He is amazing, and he is always making sure that I am staying on top of my charity efforts and that I'm continuously building an impact in the community. And lucky for me, my community is the whole world because I have
Yes.
such a big online presence. So when I say the community, that could be Haiti, that could be working with you guys, that could be the veterans. You know, we just did a bunch of stuff with the veterans, first responders, whatever. I mean, the community could be anything really. So sky's the limit.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about that, about your work with Hope for Haiti. I'm really fascinated to know how you got into that. I have some family who work in healthcare, and they've gone over for, I think, 4 different times. My nephew's wife has gone over, and they would, teach the medical professionals there procedures that they didn't know how to do to help save people's lives. But we did a food packathon 2 years ago. I went to DC for that. And I think it's so wonderful that you're so involved in that and you're so vocal about it. It's all over your website. What did those experiences, when you specifically with Hope for Haiti, what do those experiences teach you about gratitude? I feel like you're a very gracious person, and that you embody that, but what has that taught you?
Thank you. Yeah, and I didn't pick Haiti. Haiti picked me. In fact, I would love to get on Amazon and order a shirt that says "I Heart Haiti." Like, I want a shirt like that for like sound check, like touring, like going to shows and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. But anyway, I did not choose Haiti. Haiti chose me, and there was an organization called Mission of Hope actually, who came to me in, I think it was 2018, and said, hey, we want to bring you to Haiti. We want you to get boots on the ground. We want you to experience. And I just was kind of like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, what? I can't like build houses or anything. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to be helpful? And they said, we don't know, but God does. And we want to fly you there with no plan and let God do everything. And I'm like, okay, that seems not strategic, but okay. And they were right. I ended up writing a song called Tell 'Em We Lived. We had a video crew, and we just did what I knew to do, which was play music. So we went town to town, to town to town, orphanage, elderly assisted center, outdoor, kids running around, and we just played music, and they filmed it. And then they put a video together, and that video is being used on the web for fundraising for all these years. So it was worth it.
Yes.
It was worth the time and energy that we put into going there. And just being there and seeing the poverty, there's poverty all over the world. But to see a third world country style poverty was completely life-changing for me. We all have our days, us as Americans, where we feel bad for ourselves because, we're not where we want to be in our career. We're not, we don't have the house that we wish we would have had, or we're still driving a Hyundai, or whatever. We like feel so bad for ourselves. And then you look up and you're like, wait a minute, I am a snob and I need to be more humble because of my experience in Haiti. And so going there and seeing that incredible amount of poverty was, it made me want to be a part of Haiti forever. It made me want to be, I just, bam, that was it. Like, It was me, Haiti. And people are always like, well, you should raise money for this organization. You raise money for this organization. I'm like, look, I will go to the event. I will take pictures. I will donate from my own money, but I am not going to switch my charity ever. I am with Haiti until Haiti gets on their feet. And who knows how many years that will take. They have so many infrastructure problems. They have so much corruption. They cut all their trees down, so they don't even have shade. They don't have any relief from the sun. It is just beating down on them. It is just, there's so much work to be done. The water is a huge problem. So I think for me, it's a lifelong partner.
Absolutely. I love that you're speaking from your soul. And I do love that you pointed out how we often get as Americans. I oftentimes will say, you know what, that's a first world problem.
Yeah.
And it's not something that we should allow to ruin our entire day, our entire existence. And I also appreciate the fact that you have committed to this. And it's not that you don't care about other philanthropic, ventures. It's not that you don't want to support other things, but whenever you find something like that really speaks to your soul, also there's something to say about being consistent with something and growing with it and staying with it for for years, for decades to come.
Totally.
There's just so many opportunities. I mean, you went on blind faith, right? You went just completely like, okay, here's my faith. I've got blindfolds on. I have no idea what to expect. And I've been to a third world country, and it's shocking at first, but it really puts life into perspective. So I do appreciate you saying that. And I think especially when I'm sure people oftentimes look at you, girl, what video was it that you were wearing the blue shiny sequin and you had that amazing cowgirl hat that has like the rhinestones? And I was like, oh my gosh, which one was it? Yes. Yes. I told Tammy, my boss, I'm like, oh man, I was like, I feel like I should be wearing like rhinestones or like a cowboy hat, or I just feel like I need to be, the only rhinestone thing I have is like a rhinestone skirt. I was like, that's not going to work. But I also wanted to hit the applause button whenever you were saying all those wonderful things. It's important for people to hear that from someone such as yourself as a role model. Now, kind of going back, you talked about, you sang from a very young age. You kind of always knew like, could I do this? Could I do this? But do you remember like your earliest memory of music? Like when was it that music first kind of like spoke to you, or you felt something when it came to just music?
Yeah, what a great question. In fact, no one's ever asked me that, and I'll answer that. I knew right away. The second you asked, I knew exactly what it was. When we used to clean the house, so mom didn't work, so she stayed home with us, which was such a cool thing,
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. That takes so much sacrifice and so much humility. And she had 4 kids, and dad went offshore on the platform, so she had to stay home because there would have been nobody at night, So it was really important that we had her all the time. She was just such a huge, amazing influence in my life. And anyway, so we would clean the house on Saturday. So dad would make this long list, and each one of us had this long list. It was like baseboards and detailing and the toilets, and I just hated it. But mom would put on Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, mom.
It made it like a party. It was like a party, and all of us were running around, and mom was kind of managing all of us, and there were 4 of us, and we were all complaining and didn't want to clean this and didn't want to clean this. And so I think Diana Ross and the Supremes was my first true appreciation for great music. Just those records were just, come on.
Yes. What do you say? Yeah, what do you say? Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah, Diana Ross and the Supremes. So I do have like an embedded appreciation for soul music, and being from Louisiana.
Yes.
That's natural. And then just being at Mardi Gras all those years and hearing all those horns, brass instruments, every Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Louisiana, and the heritage and culture of Louisiana has made a huge impact in my being. Because when we go out on the road, it's like Mardi Gras every night. We have a blast. We throw stuff in the crowd. People are hooping and hollering. You would not believe, you could throw anything and people will be like so excited. Like, it doesn't matter.
Whoa, yeah. That's so funny.
You can throw a toothbrush.
Yeah, and they'd be like, yeah.
People just go nuts.
That's funny.
I do. I bring that little Mardi Gras flavor into our tour. I'm always throwing flowers or throwing cups or koozies or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there is a little bit of Mardi Gras in me everywhere I go.
Wow, that's so fun. And obviously that's something I would love to attend. I was just telling you before we started that I've never been to South Louisiana, but I had a professor in college who was from there. And every year for Mardi Gras, she would buy a king cake and bring it to our show. We always had a show like around that time, and she would bring it in, and we'd all, who's going to get the plastic baby? And so there's a girl that works here and so I was calling around. It was her first Mardi Gras not being at home. And I was like, I have to find a king cake. And then they're like, we don't put the babies in them anymore because people were choking on them. I'm like, what? How was that happening? And I was like, that it's in there, right? And so I was trying to find like little baby to like stick one in. It was a fun day, but I just love that. And that's definitely a place that I have to move up on my bucket list. I've got to move it up.
it's funny you said that about the choking hazard because I've kind of always wondered, like, how is that not a choking hazard? But in Louisiana, it's totally normal.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because people like knew about it, and I told them I was like, "Hey, there's a plastic baby in this." So I did find one. I went to like Michael's or something. I went to the craft store. I was like, do you have like little plastic babies?" The guy looked at me like I was loony. I was like, "It's for a king cake."
You're like really small,
Like really tiny.
like you could
Yes.
choke somebody.
Yeah. And then I was like trying to go underneath to get it in. He thought I was loony. Anyways, I
Yeah,
digress.
and for anyone watching that has no idea what we're talking about, it's like a big giant cinnamon roll covered with purple, green, and gold.
Yep.
Uh,
It's like the sugar. Is it the colored sugar that goes on top of the icing?
oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's
And
so
it's
good.
And I like the cream cheese filling. Oh my God, there's so many.
Yes.
But I want y'all to know with the technology, you can actually go online and order these king cakes and get them delivered to you from Louisiana. So do not sleep on it. In February, get online and order a king cake.
You've heard it right here, folks, from a true Louisiana girl.
Choose a
You
king
need
cake.
to.
And as far as you, Laura, I say your year is 2027. You're going next year.
Okay. Hey, now that you said that, you're gonna have to meet me, and you're gonna have to show me the town. I'll get a cowgirl hat, and I'll rhinestone it myself.
There
So
you'll have a Waldrop Worldwide reunion.
done.
Party girl.
Yes, I love that. We can do part two, and talk about
yeah.
post Butler concert. I love this. This is amazing. I love making plans too. Well,
Yes, ma'am.
that's gonna happen. Who do you think was the first person that recognized that you had this talent to sing?
You know, my sisters and my cousins, and it's funny you asked that because there's a video of two of my cousins who were literally at both of my gigs last weekend. We played Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Biloxi, Mississippi. And two of those girls that were in that living room, there was probably 8 girls, and 2 of them were at the show 2 nights in a row, still cheering me on, still into the music, still supportive all these years later. And that's my cousin Anna Bowler and my cousin Bonnie Bowler. And they are just absolutely amazing women. And they're in South Louisiana. And I think it was them. It was my cousins and my sisters and my mom and my aunts who thought that me standing in the middle of the living room and singing along to the Parent Trap, Let's Get Together.
Yes, Haley Mills.
Yes, the original.
The original. Girl, you and I are kindred spirits. What is happening here? That is the one to show your children. Okay, sorry, keep going.
The OG Parent Trap.
Yes.
I love that movie. When
Love
I was a
it.
kid. Oh my God. I love that movie. And so I memorized the little skit at the end where they sing for the
Oh yeah,
parents.
let's get
them all back
together.
out.
Yeah. I'm not a singer, so I'm a voice actor. I don't sing, but I'll sing my face off at your concert. Anyways, yes.
That's it, girl. And maybe that's deep down inside why I started learning how to play guitar because of that skit, you know? That
Oh my
skit had a
gosh.
Huge impact. Yeah. And then later, Lindsay Lohan did it
Mm-hmm.
in a remake later. And it's been funny over the years. People have been like, I thought that was the OG. I'm like, no, go back and watch the
No,
OG.
go back. And
back
Haley
to the
Mills,
70s.
she ended up being Miss Bliss in Saved by the Bell.
Really?
Yeah, did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Girl, did I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
early years because it changed. I think it was maybe season 1 and there was also a show right before that called Miss Bliss. I think it was called Miss Bliss. Anyways, we could go on and on. But yes, I agree with you. The OG is the one. It's the one to watch.
Yeah, and so I think my cousins just supporting me and thinking that it was good and that it was fun and it was interesting and it was special. I think that really helped. And then I think I also have to credit my family on both sides, my maternal and paternal side. Not one single one of my aunts or uncles one time ever told me that I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's really cool. Yes.
Nobody ever said, you're crazy, you shouldn't do that. Never. Everybody was like, okay, that's cool. Like, if you want to do that. And I think that was really powerful as well. You know, it's really important to not rip people's dreams down. And yeah, and I think them just kind of thinking it was acceptable and special and worthy. I think that's what allowed me to do it, is because I never had that negativity in my heart and in my mind. And to this day, I don't, you know, I just don't have, I do have negativity coming from people. Don't get me wrong.
I was going to say, I'm sure you have it coming from people, but the fact that your network right? The people that are closest around you or that supportive is amazing because you're picking technically a non-traditional life. I mean, I had that for a long time. I had that for 2 decades, very non-traditional,
Yeah,
people
very
just,
much. Yeah, very much.
and it is something that you sort of feel obviously very much called to do, but it's like air, right? This is something you have to do.
Yeah, and I do use the word vocation. It is a vocation. It has its really hard days, and I think I'm learning all the time. I learned on Friday night at a show we played something that had never happened ever. And I learned, you know what? I'm not traveling without these cables anymore. I didn't realize people didn't have these cables. I'm bringing these cables everywhere I go. So I learn and I grow and I adapt and I change. And there's situations that happen. There was a situation literally last night where somebody was, kind of attacking the music industry and attacking me and my career. And I learned I'm not going to entertain those conversations anymore.
Absolutely.
Like if you feel that way about the music industry, that is your right. I'm happy for you. You can hate it. You can think it's terrible. You can think whatever you want. But I can't change that. I can't change your opinion of that. I can't change that you think I'm crazy for doing this. I am no longer having this conversation.
Yes. Good for you. That's a really powerful message for, young artists, any young girl out there who is looking up to you, right? You're a role model. And that's a huge role. And so you can't control what other people think of you. And I said this once, and I had a friend on the podcast, and she's like, I think you said this, that other people's opinions of you are none of your business. And the first time someone said that to me, it kind of made me a little mad because I was like, what? But they're making up their mind about me. But then I thought, wait a second, that's so true. And it is a lesson we all have to learn, unfortunately, that why do we focus so much? Maybe it's when we're younger. And I don't think everyone's like this, but maybe my experience that sometimes I would always focus on the girl that didn't like me. And there were all these other girls that were like my friends no matter what. And I think back to that where now it's like you're always going to be criticized no matter what you do. Not everyone's going to like you, but you have to like yourself.
Truth.
I think that's the number one thing. And that's kind of what I wanted to segue into. Like, how do you take care of your mental health? Like to be in the public eye like this and on a global scale, how do you take care of yourself mentally and physically?
And this may come out wrong, and I hope it doesn't, but I believe, truthfully, ignorance is bliss. I think sometimes when you just take something out of your mind completely and you act like it's not there, you can be happier. And so I find that when I got off the road, I've got 60 text messages right now. So what? So what? Am I going to sit here and ruin my interview with you because I've got 60 texts and freak out and think, oh my God, someone's going to get mad at me? No, I'm just going to do my interview with you. And then after I'm done, I may go take a long walk and do all 60 texts at one time. So I think compartmentalizing is a huge thing for me. If I am not doing my text, then I am mowing the grass, and I am not looking at my text. I am mowing the grass. That is what I'm doing.
Yes.
I am not looking at my phone. I am in church. This is church, Next thing, I'm at the grocery. I'm enjoying the grocery, and I think that's really, really, really important when you're self-employed, because then when you get into text mode or email mode, you can just hammer the emails for hours,
Yes.
So I think for me, it's compartmentalizing. It's like, this is the moment that I am doing my laundry. It's like, this is laundry time,
Yes.
And Dad says I operate in boxes. And at first when he said that, I kind of was insulted. That's kind of insulting, but I think he's right. It's like, if he's in the Karen box, I am present. I am on the boat. I am playing with children. I am connected to the water. I am having that moment. And I've done a lot better at that than I used to. I used to be the girl on the boat, but here I am over in the corner on the phone. It's like, okay, well, you know what? You're self-employed, so you're going to work all the freaking time if you don't learn how to compartmentalize. And so I think for me, that's kind of what keeps me sane is, I don't read enough. I wish I read more, but I just don't have a lot of time, So, if I'm doing whatever task I'm doing, I try to just compartmentalize. And so
Yes.
I think that's how I do it. And I do, I go out to eat. I like dining. I like to go out to eat. So when I come off the road, I'll treat myself and go to a little local restaurant and sit, have a salmon salad with a glass of white wine.
I was going to say, what's your go-to meal? What's the like?
Be present.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I have this little local place on the lake up here that is my happy place, and everybody knows it. It's funny because the owner is very supportive of. There's a lot of people who make music that go in there, and he's very supportive of us kicking back in there, and he creates this really good vibe for us to just chill out and not have to deal with any of the pressure of our business. And
Yes.
it's really cool. And there's a lot of us that hang out in there, and he has created that for us. And I always tell him how much I appreciate it. But anyway, dining, I like to go out to eat. I like to go sit on the lake. I wish I could do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I like taking my Sundays off. Taking my Sundays off has been a huge thing for my mental health too. You know, I joked with someone earlier and said, you know, there's a reason it's in the 10 Commandments. Like, it's a real thing.
Yes.
Like, it is a powerful tool.
It's a Sabbath for a reason.
Yeah, to take the Sabbath, you know, that's something I did wrong. I've done a lot of things wrong in my career, but I think that's the number one thing. If I could go back all those years ago and talk to myself, I would have told myself, hey, it ain't a joke. You know, it's not a joke, because when you do it, it resets you. And so Monday morning, you're a better leader, you're a better business owner, you're a better daughter, you're a better friend, you're a better neighbor, because you're not so burnt out. And I think I just was constantly in the grind. And by Thursday, then I'm snapping at somebody and saying something ugly I shouldn't have said. Now I'm going to apologize.
Yes.
So by doing the Sunday deal, it just kind of gets like, I am trying to train my team right now, so I'm not responding on Sundays.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
huge.
know?
That's huge to set that boundary. And those aren't always easy to set, especially when you are in this business that you said for yourself, right? You're right at the top, and everything sometimes probably feels like it falls on you.
Absolutely, it does.
So being able to communicate that is huge, but you're also saying to them like, hey, you should do that for yourself too. Like, you should take Sunday, or yes, make sure you take time for yourself. Everything you said was so original. Like, that was such an original answer, because a lot of times I feel like, of course, you know, working out, yoga, you said you take walks. I heard you have a dog. I saw your dog. I have a dog as well. And that's what I love about having a dog. What's your dog's name?
Rika.
Rika.
Girl.
I love
We're
dogs.
talking about you.
Yeah.
She loves the press interviews. I think she thinks she's being interviewed.
Yeah, we should.
at her.
Where's Rika? Oh, I see her. Yes, I saw her. Oh wow, she's beautiful. Wait, what kind of?
She just sits there and is so good when I'm doing. She just like, it's like she's listening. I'm telling you.
Yeah, she's
It's so weird.
making sure, you know, mom's doing all the things, saying all the things.
She's like, she like does them with me. It's so cool. Yeah, you're really good.
Yeah.
You're really
Does she travel with you at all?
Heck no, girl. That dog, are you kidding me? She will run. Oh my God. She will have the whole camp running after her. This dog loves to run away.
Got it. She's
a
wild.
runner.
She's wild.
I think that's how I got her, because she was a stray. And I don't know her story, and I don't know what she did, and I don't know what they did. I don't know any of that. But I know she likes to run away.
You're like, so now she stays here, someone takes care of her, and that's it. Well, that's probably less
Never
stressful.
going on the road. No freaking way.
Oh my
She
gosh.
was chained to my chair. No, she
Okay.
is not a road dog. She would be running to every dang town. But the other day, I'm fully dressed, head to toe, sparkly dress, totally ready, perfect hair, lipstick done, everything's great. Neighbor is coming to tell me that she got out and tell me some stuff about her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the same exact time, my friend's picking me up for the Opry. So
Oh my
she
gosh.
gets right under my leg, and she just runs off, and I am running in the rain down the street, running after her, and I had to run
Oh,
4 blocks in the rain, no umbrella, after this dog. I was drenched, girl. The Uber driver gets pissed. He leaves. We got to get a new Uber. My friend's annoyed.
you're like, life is happening.
All this is happening, and I'm like, y'all, I'm the one who's drenched.
Yeah.
So I pulled my hair back, I put a cowgirl hat on, and we went to the Opry.
Yes, you figured it out. You figured it out.
We just went to the Opry. I was
It's,
like, I'm
hey, the
not
show
gonna be
must go on, right? That's what you do.
yeah.
The show
I
must go
wasn't
on.
playing at the Opry. I wish I was, but we were attending and studying the Opry. And anyway, it was just wild. She got out like that. But she's gotten out probably 3 or 4 times like that where I'm running frantically after her. So no, we are not taking her on the road.
Got it. Got it. All right. So I do have to ask you about The Voice because that is a show that I watch. How did you feel when you were about to walk on stage or about to sing? What
Well, it
was
depends
going?
on which time. The very first time when it was the
Yes.
blind auditions, I had a lot at risk.
Okay.
I had 1 million followers.
How
And
many? How many? And not to. I want to ask you real quick. How many rounds are there before you get to that actual where you're not in front of the coaches because their backs are to you, but how many things do you have to go through before you get to that? Or how's that? Or what can you say about that?
No, I can say whatever I want about it. I don't think it's quite the same as it used to be. It used to be where I think they would go through more rounds, but I think after COVID, they kind of learned how to do things digitally and save money, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So they do it all via video. So when you fly out, you're already gonna be
Got
safe
it.
for the coaches. Yeah, so not very many rounds. I think they've found a way to kind of streamline that and kind of go, okay, if this person can sing one recording without any editing, and still sound good, they're probably good. So anyway, so there were 168 of us that flew out there, and it kind of dwindled. There were a bunch of interviews and psych tests and things that would cut people down and then cut people down, and then. But when I was about to go out to sing for the blind auditions, which was my very first time singing on the stage, I have never been more nervous in my life because I had so much to lose.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fans that had been behind me. Waldrop Worldwide was established. Waldrop Wednesday was established. My relationship with Country Rebel was already very rich and fruitful, and everything was moving in an amazing way for me. And I put it all on the line at a chance to grow my career and to grow my vocal and to get better musically. And I knew that was a huge risk. So when I went out there to sing for the very first time, I was so nervous because I knew if I choked or if a chair didn't turn or if I forgot my song or if anything went wrong, it would just be incredibly detrimental to my business. It could cause me to have to go back to work for corporate America because people are like, oh, she's not really that good. So there was a lot of risk, more for me than there was for 90% of those people, because those people are at the beginning of their career. So if their situation didn't go that well, maybe they lost their local bar gig. But I had like a website, and I had 1 million fans, and I had merchandise store, and I had a touring business and a band and a van, and I had a whole business already set up. So I really put it out on the line, but I knew I had to, Laura, because I had kind of maxed out the club scene. I had kind of hit my plateau on that.
Yeah.
My price wasn't going up, and I was kind of stuck in that. And I knew I had to do something,
It's like a leap of faith.
I took a leap of faith, yeah, and I'm really glad I did, because the experience for me was really great. So the first time, most nervous I've ever been in my life. After that, after the chair turned, it was full on party. Let's rock and roll.
I bet you Reba heard your voice and she was like,
Yeah,
ding, ding. I always love her reactions when is she still a coach on the show? They've changed coaches recently, I think. I don't know this season.
I don't know. I really don't watch TV.
Hey. Well, that's probably how you get stuff done and take time for yourself.
I'm not really a TV watcher, so I'm not really in the know on that. But I know the season I was on, she was incredible and really helpful and gave me a ton of musical knowledge and was just so great.
That had to be wild.
But anyway, I feel like after that, then it was pure excitement. Going on stage was really exciting every time because I had this motto, and it was no option. And the whole time I followed that no option. It was, I got no option. I have to get to the finale. I have to get to the finale. And one of the things I did psychologically that I didn't I don't know that anybody else did this. Maybe they did. But every time you would go to perform, you could get eliminated that night and you could be flying out at 5 a.m. the next morning.
Oof.
So all these other artists, they would pack up their room. Well, I never packed my room up.
I love that. You're like, I'm not packing my room because I'm not leaving.
Because I'm not leaving.
Yes, but that's powerful because I ran track in high school and I ran track in college, and I had a coach once say to me when we were in practice that this is like 90% right now is physical and 10% is mental. You're in practice. You've got to physically be ready. But once you get to that starting line, it flips. You've done the work. So that's like 10%. It's like compacted. But 90% of you mentally, you're either ready or you're not. And that can make or break a performance for sure. As an artist, I can understand that.
About your prep work for sure.
Yes, because you can stand there and know like you've done the work, you've done everything. I'm sure your fingers from playing guitar. I can't imagine. I've always wanted to play guitar. I actually got a baritone ukulele during COVID, and I have it. And every once in a while I practice, but someone had told me it would be a good thing to practice before learning guitar. I'm in my 40s and I want to learn how to play guitar, but
I think it's great.
I'm not going to like go on the road. But hey, I still want to be able to like just pick up a guitar and be like, oh, I can play something. I think that would be fun. But I do know like how people don't really think about all that stuff. I do think about that. Maybe that's like the dancer brain in me, but all the other little tiny elements that go into a performance. I mean, how many times do you think it took you to decide what song you were going to sing for that, what you were going to wear? Like how many times did it take you to decide just those two things?
Right, on the very first time on The Voice for the blinds. It's funny because when I went out there, we like sent like 20 songs, and they picked one. And when I got it, I got like really anxious. I'm like, oh no, I don't know if this is the right song. Like, oh my gosh, and it really was the perfect song. It really was. Because it was so upbeat and fun and light, and it was just really perfect for my tone. But anyway, when we were getting all ready to go, they sent an email and it said like, bring wardrobe. And I'm like, what? I gotta bring wardrobe? I didn't know that. Well, thankfully we had already styled all my wardrobe for the summer shows. So I just went and grabbed all that and brought it with me.
Oh my gosh.
So it really worked out really well for me that I already knew who I was as an artist musically, but I also knew who I was as an artist visually.
Yes.
And that really helped because that's still what I look like. You come to my show, I look like I looked on The Voice. It's like shorts, sparkle, fringe, long kimono. There's usually some sort of movement, but a lot of times I'm in shorts. And I kind of know what that girl looks like. And I know who she's not. So it was cool when I would go to the wardrobe department, they would have racks in the finale. They would do all the wardrobe for you in the finale. But it was cool because when I would show up, I'd have a limited amount of time. So I'd walk over to the rack before even trying anything on. And I would say, this is me, this is me, this is me, this is not me. This is me, this is me, this is not me. And I was able to save 30 minutes of time that the other artists had to try on every single thing because they didn't know who they were. So I was very efficient with wardrobe. I was very efficient with prep, of all the prep.
Yes.
And I had experience. So I think it served me well. I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know how important that is because when you feel good in what you're wearing and you're standing in front of all these people, that makes a huge difference. So I feel like you had all these things just checked off that when you say that they picked a song, did you know like right when it started playing, or when did you find out what song you were going to sing?
Like a week before I left, not very long.
Okay, got it.
I found out like a week before they left. Yeah, so then it was crunch time, and then they send you the little. But it's only like a 90-second.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
You don't have that long, so you can really. They can kind of get rid of you. If you can't get 90 seconds together, then you don't have what it takes to do the finale. I mean, there ain't no way. So some of these people that suffered with that, I think it was pretty obvious to the producers probably that if you can't do 90 seconds, you dang sure can't do 3 minutes live singing with Dan and Shay or Reba or whatever.
Exactly. And the challenge is because how quickly week to week do you have to learn new music, perform it? You have a week, right? And did they do it where they did partners, right?
Yeah, so you'd have like a week to turn that around, and you would just have to do it. And yeah, I mean, there were some days. I remember there was one day. It was a day, one of the most brutal days of my career, and it was getting ready for the battle rounds. I was in my hotel room by myself, planning, thinking, strategizing, working from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. I mean, I was just totally in that song, and it was only 2 minute song. So there was, I mean, I was thinking every breath, I was thinking every note, I was thinking every run, I was thinking, how can I make this sound bigger? How can I, what key? How can I work this, vocal to my advantage? How can I be dynamic? How can I have, anyway, it was very dorky detail practice, and it did help me. And I do still use those skills now, because like even last weekend, the old me, there was a guy singing with me. The old me would be like, hey, you take the first verse and second verse. I'll sing the, chorus. Let's try to stay off of each other so we don't train wreck this thing and look like we know what we're doing. But instead, I got him back in the bathroom, and we're planning. He's looking out at the crowd during this moment. I'm looking at the crowd during this moment. We're looking at each other during the little solo. He spins me around. We created this really beautiful production. And we did that in the backstage, like in 5 minutes,
Yeah.
10 minutes. His wife sitting on the couch,
Yeah.
It's just like, so learning those types of things and how important it is makes you just a better artist all the way around.
Absolutely.
So I grew a ton.
Absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of people that were participating with you, who were also candidates, were probably learning a lot from you as well. I mean, just seeing your preparation and showing up like that. Not everybody thinks that much into, I'm like that too. I'm very detail oriented. Like the first big audition I went to, it was like, what was I wearing? Like how my hair, I had to make sure, like, how do they wear their hair? I'm going to do the same thing. Like, yeah, you have to prepare yourself, but it's also, again, it's just, you are living a purpose. I feel like your voice, it has a purpose behind it.
Thank
I
you.
mean, obviously your music, and I hadn't asked you this yet. Sorry, I'm jumping around on all my sheets here, but you're a songwriter. And I was looking it up because I wanted to look up what BMI meant, because obviously that's in your bio. And at first my brain went to beats per minute. I was like, no, that's BPM, Laura. Get it together, Laura. You know what that is. Come on, sister. But I did put it in here. Just trying to find it now. Yeah. But it is, it's the Broadcast Music Incorporated. So that they represent like what, 1.5 million songwriters, composers, and publishers with over 25 million musical works. So that's huge.
Yeah.
So as a songwriter, do you usually begin something with lyrics or melody or a feeling that you can't shake? Like whenever you're writing something, where do you start?
For me, I actually have quoted this many times. Taylor Swift, she says this, and I agree with this. It's like a cloud, and it starts to pass, and you hear it. It's like it's coming from somewhere. A lot of times, for me, and maybe every musician might have something different, but for me, and clearly Taylor Swift, she said it in an interview. You can find it online, I'm sure. It's like a cloud, and the cloud is going, and you have to grab it. And so you have to like get as much out of that cloud as you can. So you're like writing it down, or you're singing it, or you're doing a voice memo of it, and you try to just get as much as you can, and about 4 or 5 minutes later, it's gone. And it's just gone.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. So then you're able to kind of go to that voice memo and pull everything you can out of it, and then you have to use your brain. So that moment where the cloud was going, you didn't have to do anything. It was free. So you got to get as much as you can for free. And then once the cloud's gone, then you have to go, okay, this doesn't make sense. I don't know what I was saying there. That's dumb. And
Yes.
and change, move, get the guitar out. What key is this? I don't know. Look it up. D, what key
Yeah.
is it? I don't know. It's like a cloud going by. So you don't even know what key it is because it's just coming at you. And then you try to find what key was it that was in the cloud, because that's really the special thing. If you want to change it, that's fine. But like establishing, okay, that was in that key, I could probably figure that out, and then editing from there. And so I don't know. And then for me lately, I will say I went through a divorce in the fall of 2025. So since then, it has been more challenging for me to write because I have just been very busy. Anyone who's been through a divorce knows that it's really overwhelming and there's a lot of changes that happen. So I've been giving myself a lot of grace, and luckily God has sent me a lot of outside songs other people wrote. So I'm always into writing, but I am giving myself a little bit of a grace period to cut outside songs, to focus on the best songs I can get my hands on. And if that song just happens to be one that I wrote, great. If not, fine.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And I feel like you keep getting into my head because you start saying these things that I'm about to like ask you. Like I was just going to ask you, has there ever been a song that was especially difficult to release because it felt too personal?
Probably What If I Told You? What If I Told You was a song that I wrote about my struggling marriage back then. And what if I told my family the truth? Would they care?
Yeah. That's hard. I've never been married, so I can never speak to marriage or divorce. I have a lot of friends that are, and I have seen people go through divorces. So I'm sorry that you went through that, and especially being in the public eye. I'm sure it's not easy doing that, and obviously
it was hard at first to decide when and how I was going to tell the fans. You know, that was tough.
Yeah, of course it is. And you have spoken quite frequently about your faith. So I'm sure that that's a little bit of maybe where that struggle can come from as well. Have you ever written a lyric or, when you talk about this cloud, I understand as an artist in a very different way, like being a dancer and having those moments where I'll hear a song and I can visualize what it looks like. Like I'm very visual, so I can almost see what's happening. And I'm like, okay, I have to figure out how to notate this. And I use voice memos as well. And I'll like notate it to be like, okay, I see them wearing this and they're kind of in this formation, or they're all off stage. There's one girl in this, like I do the same thing. I love the cloud though. I love that. And I do like Taylor Swift. So I'm like, okay, I need to find that.
Her explaining that, it's pretty spot on.
Yes. But have you ever had something that as you're writing and going through this process, which is, I don't even know if process is the right word for it, because it's layers upon layers upon layers. You're even talking about like, is that a D? Like, what is that? I don't know. Like, where am I even starting? When we listen to songs, we're not thinking about that. But where it gave you chills, where you just, it's like that clicking moment, right? Where you're like, it's almost the clicking and like the chills where you could feel, oh, this is it.
Yeah, many times in my career, especially Kendall County Road. That makes me think of Kendall County Road. When I wrote Kendall County Road that day, it was just magic. I mean, it was Rory Burke is an incredible songwriter. He's written so many great songs. And ironically, he wrote Bye Bye, which I sang on The Voice.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he did. And he wrote I'm All Right as well with Phil Vassar. Anyway, I digress. I kind of got off the question there. But
no, that's okay.
in Kendall County Road, there was a very beautiful moment that gave me goosebumps, and it was They Can't Hear Lonely Through the Phone.
Oh.
And it was about living far away from your family, and they can't hear lonely through the phone. They can't feel the heartache of being alone. 1,000 miles away here on my own. It's days like this that make me wish I was living on that Kendall County Road, and about living far away from family. And that song is still just every time I sing it, it's a gift to people, because they do. A lot of people live far away from someone that they love.
I was just going to say, it's very relatable. And that's the thing about music that connects people and that makes people feel something, is that's it. They just feel it. I mean, like I told you, I mean, you've got Good Guys. I've my top three. I have Slow and Easy. I love that song.
Thank you.
But Keeping the Faith, and even Good Guy, that's another one of my favorites. But I don't know, I can't get over it. It's the minute you start singing, it's like emotion, and I just think that's a beautiful thing. And music is something that connects people. When someone comes to your concert for the first time, what do you hope that they walk away feeling?
Hope that they feel connection, not only just to me and the music, but also to one another. I feel like it's cool to see them leaving and it gives me great joy when I overhear someone saying that someone's staying with them. Like, oh yeah, the such and such person's staying at our house. I'm like, that is so cool. Like, they're friends with one another. And such and such person sent me flowers. My mom passed away. It's like, wow, like the connection they have with each other is so much bigger than me. There's a powerful thing there that they have with each other. And I think to know that they had that together and that they had that with me and that they had that with the music, or that they had it with the bartender, or that they had it with the club, or the door guy, or the janitor, or the sound guy, or anybody. It's just the connection is a very special thing. And that brings me to our new song, Best Friends and Lemon Drops, which dropped July 24th. And that's our newest song. And Best Friends and Lemon Drops is about that, is about the friendships with one another, whether it's a guy or a girl. Doesn't have to be a girlfriend, but the song is about girlfriends. And I've always wanted a girlfriend song. Always. I've always been like, I want a girlfriend song. I want a song that connects the girlfriends, because it is such a huge, powerful thing in our lives, our girlfriends, that keep us sane and keep us connected to one another. And so Best Friends and Lemon Drops is about, it has nothing to do with lemon drops. It has to do with.
I was just going to ask you, I was like, where's the name come from?
Yeah, it's using the lemon drop as a symbolism of whatever. It could be best friends in soccer games with your kids. It could be best friends in boxing club. I don't know. It could be best friends in Bible study. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The lemon drops are best friends in lemon drops. We got each other. We don't need much, just what we got. We got each other through the highs and lows, raised our glass when the world said no. Little sweet, little strong, best friends and lemon drops all night long.
Love that.
So it's about each other. It's about friendship, and it's about people being with each other. And it's really interesting too, because when I first recorded that song, I thought it was a party song. But as we've been touring, it is not a party song. People are crying.
Oh, wow. Are they like turning on their their flashlights on their cameras and like swaying, and you're like, okay,
I'm like,
live your life.
Taking shots, but okay.
That's funny.
It's just cool. It's cool to watch that song have its own life. And I actually got a gift for you, a lemon drop cream. I'm going to drop in the mail to you.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet.
My little celebration gift that I've been giving girlfriends in the business, lemon cream. So I'm going to drop that in the mail to you.
Well, that's very sweet. That's very sweet.
So now we're best friends in lemon drops.
Yes,
Maybe
we are.
Not a lemon drop martini, but a lemon cream.
Hey, that works. That works for me. I love lemons. I love anything lemon. So thank you so much. That's so sweet.
It's lemon year. Yep, we're doing a whole lemon thing.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's kind of like my new, I don't know, when I'm in my house, I have been picking more items that are like yellow, which is so weird. And it just keeps popping up. So when you just said lemon, something about lemon drops and lemon, and I was like, this is kind of, but I'm also one of those people that's, ooh, that means something. Like, that's a sign. Everything's great, but I love it because, I've had a rough couple years. I mean, moving home was to save my mental health. My mental health was not in a good place, and I'm a creative person. And a little over a year after I moved back here, I was working in a restaurant and walked up to the publisher of the Butler Eagle and introduced myself and said, I studied voiceover in college. I am I've had a podcast, and that's why I'm sitting here now. And I'm over 100 episodes, and I love it.
Congratulations. And good for you for going home, because that's a great place. My saxophone player that's been with me for 10 years, Chris Schaffner, he's from Butler County.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and Scott Doherty. And so I can see why that area,
Yeah.
Claire Schaffner's his sister. So I've got some love from that region, and I've traveled there, and that's a really great place. So you're in a good spot.
I mean, we're obviously so excited to welcome you for our Boots and Grace Music Festival. I love that. I love that that's the name. I think it's so cool. Just a couple questions. Do you change how often do you change your set list? I'm sure that when you're on tour, it's maybe the same, but how's that work?
It's never the same.
It's never the same.
Never. Every show has its own. People always think that. They're like, well, why don't you just rinse and repeat? Why do you go through all this brutal process of writing a set list? I'm like, okay, first of all, because you never know the set list time. Mm-hmm. Some show might be 60 minutes, some show might be 90 minutes, might be 2 sets of 60, might be 2 sets of 45, might be 2 sets of 75. You never know. Mm-hmm. 3 hours straight. I don't know. Whatever the club or the festival once. They may have a raffle they're giving away halfway through. You just never know. They have a fireworks show, charity thing. You just never know. And so I always write a custom set list. And also sometimes if it's a ticketed event where people are sitting, I can do more slow ballad connecting acoustic moments. But sometimes if it's a 11 p.m. honky tonk club, I mean, you got to keep it up. People are trying to dance,
Yes.
So you have to look at the show and create your set based on that. So yeah, for the Boots and Grace show, it'll be its own, set list based on what my latest songs were, what, the new album. It'll just be whatever. We're outdoor. I may do more up tempo. I may do more faith based because of the faith thing going on. You just never know.
Yeah. No, that's cool to know. I mean, I kind of assumed that, but I wasn't sure. And I think people are interested to know that too. Someone had said to me, they're like, well, I wonder if she changes her set list. And I love that because you're obviously time wise, you have to do that. But sometimes something feels good. Like, I don't know if I felt that last time when we ended the first set. Why don't we switch this up, right? You might want to go out with something real high, or maybe you want to kind of come down and then bring them back up again, right? It's like a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
It's a whole thing. And I will say writing set list is my least favorite thing that is in my career.
You're like, and I don't like to do it, but I do it because it needs to get done.
But it has to get done. Clean your bathroom. You gotta do it.
Do you have like a song that you never get tired of performing? If you had to, I'm sure that's a hard question, but if you had to pick one.
Never, ever, ever get tired of singing Me and Bobby McGee by Janis Joplin. It's just such a great song. I could sing that song for the next 40 years. I love that song.
I love that.
It's got this feeling and this melody. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. And it just brings the whole room, just feels so carefree during that song.
Yes.
And I think that song is just fabulous. I've been singing that song since I was 21. I mean, I've sang that song. I could sing it upside down.
I love that. Hey, sky's the limit. You never know.
Might be singing it
I mean,
upside down
Pink was flying around, stadiums. I did go to that concert, so you never know. Hey.
You never know.
All right, so rapid fire. Favorite songwriter?
Laurie McKenna.
Favorite place you've performed?
Haiti.
One song you wish you had written?
House That Built Me by Miranda Lambert, written by Tom Douglas.
Sob. Yes. Coffee or sweet tea? Or tea?
Coffee.
Okay, this is maybe a silly question, but maybe not, because Louisiana girl. Cowboy boots or barefoot?
Cowboy boots.
And if you weren't making music, what would you be doing?
If you'd asked me that question 5-10 years ago, I probably would have said sales, pharmaceutical sales, some sort of sales. But now that I'm a little older, I honestly feel like it would be better to be doing some sort of social outreach, foster care program, working with children, doing something a little bit more impactful.
Yeah, I love that. You've obviously stood on a lot of stages around the world. At the end, like the lights go down, the audience leaves, and it's just Karen. What makes you feel most proud? And we're going, not the career, not the awards, just...
I think there is a certain pride that comes along with knowing that person went through traffic, traveled, maybe flown an airplane, had to get gas in their car, had to load up, had to maybe take off work. Maybe they had to get a babysitter. They had to get a hotel room. I think there's a lot of, I take a lot of pride in knowing that person decided that our show was worth all of that, was worth packing their car up, loading a cooler with, soft drinks and waters and energy drinks or whatever it took to drive 5 hours. There's a lot of gratitude that comes along with knowing that someone drove 5-10 hours to see you and to hear your voice and to be a part of your team and your camp. And a lot of times the irony is at the end of the night, a lot of times those are the people who are helping us load out. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Go through all of that and spend all of that money and get a hotel room and still care enough to help us load out. Like, that just blows my mind. Like, I am not that nice of a person. Like, if I got a hotel room, I would be like, okay, I'm over here. Have a great time loading out. You know?
I don't get that from you, though. I do get that you would, but that's funny, though. Like,
Maybe
yeah.
I would. If,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
if I was backstage and I noticed there was flowers that needed to be loaded out or something, I probably would. But I'm not. I'm probably over talking to people, taking pictures, doing whatever, asking them about their kids or whatever. So it's amazing to me that people are that selfless.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable when people, you know, obviously I'm from an area we're really close to Pittsburgh where Mr. Rogers was. So there's always that look for the helpers. And that's obviously that can be in really tough situations. But yeah, I feel that our purpose on this earth is to help other people.
Yeah.
That's kind of my one thing where I'm like, I feel like that's our purpose as humans. Like, if you can help, you should. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm going to give you my last question. If a young girl is listening today, she's sitting in her bedroom singing into a hairbrush and wondering if her dream is too big, what would you tell her?
I would tell her that if she loves to sing and really feels joy from singing, that your dream is not too big. Chase your dream. You only live once. Mm-hmm. Do what you want to do. However, if you think that it is going to be, you're going to wake up in the morning and everyone's going to do everything for you and it's going to be easy, don't do this job. You know, it's going to be, you're going to have to be a business owner. You're going to have to fire people. You're going to have to hire people. You're going to have transitions. You're going to have to put out fires. You're going to have to talk people off a cliff. They're trying to quit because of no reason, because they're having a bad day. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to deal with it. And, you know, there was a guy who I met at an airport, and he worked at a tire shop, and he taught me a business lesson that I cherish. And he said that there was a guy in his camp that was having a really hard day, and he was dealing with some stuff that just was totally trivial, but he's messing up all these people's cars, you know, putting these tires on and dealing with this and just messing up people's cars. And he said he had to go out there and talk to this guy. And as dumb as the thing was that the guy was dealing with, which was so dumb, he had to go out there and go and get down on that level of how dumb the thing was that the guy was going through and how unimportant it was, and try to get there and try to connect and try to relate and try to pull him back. Mm-hmm. So we need you, dude. You know, we need you to get these cars done today. There's only so many mechanics, man. Like, we really need you. Like, I'm leaning on you, man. And so I think about that all the time in my business when I have somebody who is falling and I need them. You know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, sometimes they have the dumbest, that I think is the stupidest thing. But I have to get down on that level and be like, hey, you know, I'm really sorry that you got upset about the breakfast at the hotel. You know, it's like, this is so dumb.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm so annoyed because I'm even having this conversation. Like, why don't you just call the front desk? You know?
Yeah, it's. I feel like you and I are on that same wavelength of awareness. I love that you have that perspective. You shared that. Is there anything else that you would like to share? I mean, there's so many other things I could ask you. I could talk to you forever, but you are popular.
I would just say, you know, anybody who's listening, go to KarenWaldrop.com and drop your email in. I mean, people are constantly like, I didn't know you were in Pennsylvania. It's like, I know, I can't let you know unless I have your email. So
there you go.
I want your email.
Yes, give me your information. Give me your email. I'll send you letters. That's how we send
quarterly newsletters, which go over everything. The songs that are coming out,
awesome.
The new merch, the tour schedule, the VIP ticket links. I mean, it's like, whew, you can't miss it.
Yes.
I say sign up for the email list because you never know. You might be on vacation in Destin, Florida, and we might be playing in Destin, Florida. So sign up for the email list. That's what I got to say.
Well, Karen's going to be here September 12th and 13th in Saxonburg. And I'm just putting this out into the universe that it's going to sell out. So as soon as tickets are on sale, get them. They're on sale. Tickets are on sale. Get them.
I'm like, hit tour, and there you go.
Hit tour. I did actually look at your tour. You do have a show you have one like the day before, like in Indiana or something, don't you?
Yeah, that'll be pretty wild. But
Yeah.
we've done it. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
Yes.
In fact, I got my teeth cut one night. We played in Liechtenstein, and the next night we were in Sweden. So I'll be all right.
Yeah, girl, you got this. Just let us know what you need when you get here. I'll make sure that it gets taken care of.
Probably an energy drink, but
Yeah,
we'll
I'll be
all right.
like, she needs energy drinks. We need to
Need a
make sure we've got,
Monster, let's go.
yes, get her some granola, we'll have to make sure that while you're here, you have pierogies. I don't know if you've ever had pierogies.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I actually have a day off there too. The Monday after, I get a day off, which is super rare.
Yes.
To hang out with the community after. So yeah, we built that in. I am not rushing off. We're not going to leave till Tuesday. We're going to unwind after playing Thursday night in Indiana, and then Friday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I will be ready for a chill. We're going to go eat too much food and enjoy.
Perfect. We love to eat food here, and there's a lot of food to eat. So, well, I just want to thank you for your time. There's so much more I could ask you. Like I said, I cannot wait to meet you. Thank you. You're wonderful.
I said we'll see y'all in Pennsylvania.
Yes. Thank you.
Worldwide, let's go.
Yes. I love it. Bye, Karen. Thank you so much.
I've walked through fire and faced the rain, had nothing but a prayer and a heart full of pain. Lost some battles, lost my way, but I never let my soul slip away. There were nights I cried, begging for a sign. Somehow grace always found me in time. I'm keeping the faith, holding on tight, even when the darkness steals my light. I may bend, but I refuse to break. He moves in mysterious ways. I've come too far, I ain't gonna stray. I'm keeping the faith.
And just like that, we're kicking off season 3 of Alter Eagle. I think there's something really special about talking to someone who has achieved so much and realizing that at the heart of it, the dream is still the same one that started with a little girl and a song. Karen Waldrop is proof that sometimes the biggest dreams take years of faith, hard work, setbacks, and a whole lot of keeping the faith. And now, she's taking that story and her music to stages around the country, including right here in Butler County for the inaugural Boots and Grace Music Festival this September. To purchase your tickets, click the ticket link in the description of this episode or find the Boots and Grace Music Festival on Facebook. Do not wait to get your tickets to this amazing weekend. Karen, thank you for reminding us that success isn't just about how far you go. Sometimes it's about remembering who you were when you started and staying true to her along the way. And to everyone listening, thank you for starting this new season with me. This is season 3 of Alter Eagle. I'm your host, Laura Crago. New stories, new voices, and hopefully a few reminders that the person behind the spotlight is always worth getting to know. I'll see you next time.